There are many places around the world where it's not hard to run into a deadly animal. These animals deserve to be admired and respected, but if you run into one in the wrong situation, it could be the last thing that you ever do. Thanks to many nature documentaries and other such media, most of us are aware of the deadliest animals on this planet. We know what they look like and where to find them, and some of us even know what to do if we encounter one. Most dangerous animals quite rightly deserve their deadly reputation, but other animals are not as deadly as you might think. Thanks to news articles, TV shows and movies, some animals are believed to be far more deadly than they actually are. Every animal I will be going through in this video is potentially dangerous, but they kill far less people than we're led to believe. Without further ado, I'll move on to our first group of animals, and to find them we can head into the world's oceans and rivers. Stingrays are a group of fish that are closely related to sharks. These fish can be split into 8 different families, and there are currently 220 species and 29 genera. Stingrays can be found all over the world, and they've adapted to almost every aquatic ecosystem. They can be found in both warm and cold climates, and they can be found in both fresh and salt water. These fish truly are prehistoric, as the first stingrays started showing up in the late Jurassic period, and they started to diversify over the Cretaceous period. Today, stingrays feed on a wide range of foods, and they have a wide range of feeding strategies. Some go after hard-shelled mollusks and crustaceans, whereas others primarily feed on plankton. As I'm sure many of you know, stingrays do not feed on humans. This means that they don't actively seek out and go after humans, and most human-stingray interactions are on accident, or they occur when a human is bothering a stingray. If a stingray feels threatened or if it's stepped on, it can deliver a nasty sting. They have serrated barbs along their tails, and these barbs can be driven into flesh. Some stingray species are of course more deadly than others, and the deadliness of a stingray is usually judged on 3 factors: how toxic the stingray is, how large its barb is, and its behaviour. Some of the most deadly stingrays are the blue-spotted rays, and the venom from these creatures can prove fatal to many animals including humans. Some of the larger stingray species have a barb that's so large that it can cause major damage. Even though some of these species may not be very toxic, the barb itself may be enough to kill you. Some stingray species are more aggressive and adventurous than others, and this could mean that they're more likely to approach humans. These 3 factors determine how deadly a stingray is, but even the deadliest species are relatively peaceful creatures. Back in 2006, the world was shocked by the death of Steve Irwin, and the strangest thing about his death was that he was killed by a stingray. Steve Irwin was famous for handling many deadly creatures and spreading his message about conservation. He dealt with creatures on a regular basis that were far more deadly than a stingray, but on the 4th of September 2006, a stingray barb penetrated his heart. From then on, for many people, they were seen as a dangerous creature, but there have only been 17 recorded deaths caused by stingrays worldwide since records began. So if you see a stingray in the wild, it's important to be careful, but they are relatively peaceful creatures. For our next animal, we will be heading over to the Americas, as we have the cougar. This big cat goes by many names, as it's also known as the puma, the mountain lion, or the panther. Its name changes depending on where it's found, and really it can be found in quite a few places. They can be found in Western North America through Central America and large parts of South America. As they have such a large range, they have quite a few subspecies, with one of the most famous being the Florida panther. This cat is the 2nd largest cat in the Americas, and it's second only in size to the jaguar. Even though these cats are very impressive predators, they are not always the apex predators across their range. They will sometimes give up kills to bears and wolves, and of course the jaguar is the king of South America. As these cats can be found in so many habitats, they feed on a wide variety of prey. They inhabit forests, deserts and swamps, and they can prey on anything from elk to coyotes to guanacos. This adaptability is one of the main reasons why they are so successful, and in the past they have gone after humans. There is a long list of fatal cougar attacks in North America, and these attacks date all the way back to 1868. The vast majority of fatal cougar attack victims are children, but strangely this trend has changed in recent years. Even though the cougar is of course a very dangerous animal, they kill a relatively small amount of people. Since the year 2000, there have only been 5 fatalities in North America, and all of the victims were aged 30 or over. The most recent fatal attack was in September of 2018, and it was the first fatal attack in Oregon's history. There are many steps that you can take to try and scare off a cougar, but if you're unlucky, these cats can turn into man-eaters. Despite this, fatal cougar attacks are far less frequent than fatal snake bites, and it's far more likely that you'll be killed by a lightning strike, or a fatal bee sting. The majority of child victims were not accompanied by an adult, and cougars rarely approach humans. So even though these cats have the potential to be dangerous, in most cases they can be deterred. The final animal we will be taking a look at is the black widow. I think it's fair to say that most people have heard of the black widow spider, but not many people know much about it. Some people believe them to be the deadliest spider in the world, and that they can kill someone with a single bite. The name black widow doesn't refer to one species, as quite a few spiders go under the name of black widow. These species can vary in shape and size, but only some of them have the potential to be deadly. It's only natural to be scared of spiders, but even some of the deadliest spiders in the world don't kill many people. The Sydney funnel web is one of the deadliest spiders in the world, but there have only been 13 fatalities associated with this spider. There have been no recorded deaths since the antivenom has been in use, and it was introduced all the way back in 1981. There is also antivenom available for the black widow spiders, and this means that black widow spider bites are rarely fatal. In the United States, each year around 2,500 people are bitten by black widow spiders, but the majority do not need medical treatment. Only around 4 to 8 people die from these bites in the US each year, and this just shows that black widows aren't as deadly as we're made to believe. Black widows are not very aggressive spiders, and they often choose to bite with a dry bite. This is where they bite without injecting venom, and therefore no treatment is needed. The majority of fatal bites were reported in the early 20th century, and these bites were from a species known as the Mediterranean black widow. These spiders are some of the more dangerous black widows, and as their name suggests, they can be found in quite a few areas around the Mediterranean. So even though many people are afraid of these spiders, in most cases they are not life-threatening, and their reputation has been exaggerated in films and TV shows. There are plenty of other animals that could have made it into this video, so if you know of any, let me know down in the comments below. But for now, thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like these, but until next time, goodbye.